Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
This is the Cinereelists, episode 544. My name is Kyle.
My name is James.
And my name is Zach.
And we're here to talk about movies, movie lists, and movie obsession for the next hour or so. Zach, it's good to have you back after a couple weeks.
Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, I'm really happy to be back finally.
Yeah. You see, you were on vacation 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had a family reunion, and then I got sick after coming home from the family reunion. And I'm still a little bit sick, but not too sick where I can't record.
No sicker than you normally are.
Well, I do have 2 young kids.
Yeah, so lots of germs.
Yeah.
How big was this family reunion? Was this like just like your immediate family reunion or like a really big, huge thing?
It was just my immediate family. So that was my mom, my brother, and his family, my sister and her family, and then my family.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's still a decent amount of people though, right? You're talking like
Oh, yeah. There was
20 people?
6. Yes, because there was like boyfriends and girlfriends there and stuff like that.
Sure.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, so it was a fun time.
who has boyfriends and girlfriends? But your sister's kids are older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Forgot about them.
Yeah, so it was a great time. I was up in Wisconsin. We had a cabin by the lake and had a lot of fun. We did are you guys familiar with Hot Ones on YouTube?
Yes.
The wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they eat progressively hotter wings. Well, my brother bought their like home kit that has the same 10 sauces that they use on the show. So you can do your own Hot Ones challenge. So 9 of us did it.
Who got the
And
farthest?
Did you do it?
Yeah, so 9 of us started and 4 of us finished. And the 4 that finished were my mom, me, my brother, and my sister.
So just
You guys aren't competitive at all.
Yeah, is that our family's stubbornness, I guess. But I guess my claim to fame is that I went all the way through without drinking any milk.
Wow. Like even at the very end you didn't?
Once we had done it all and we're like done, then I drank some milk.
Sure.
Did you have other liquids, or is it liquid free until the end?
Yeah, it was pretty much liquid free till the end. I took some sips in the middle there, but
Of
it was
what?
pretty much liquid
Water?
free. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
thanks.
surprised your mom likes spicy food.
She doesn't at all.
Okay. But she,
Yeah.
He just didn't want to lose to her kids.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do next?
What?
The 1 chip challenge.
See, that doesn't interest me at all.
Why?
I don't like spicy things in general.
Uh-huh.
I do really like that show though. I like watching Hot Ones on YouTube.
Okay.
And so I was curious to try this and see how difficult it was. And it was pretty rough, but it was fun. It was good to do it together.
Would
What is
you
the 1 chip challenge?
You've never heard of the 1 chip challenge?
Is this the Lay's thing? Bet can eat only one?
No.
Okay.
No. That would be an easy challenge. There's some company, I forget the name of the company, but a few years ago they produced literally it's 1 chip in a sealed package, and this chip is supposedly like the hottest chip in the world. And there's oodles of YouTube videos of people, famous and non, taking the 1 chip challenge, and it will basically just destroy the rest of your day. This 1 chip will. And it's pretty great. But I would never do it because I've seen many a people suffer on screen.
Yeah.
And pretty much all of them underestimate it, I would say. I've never seen anybody say this is going to be a hard time and then do it. They're all just like, it'll be fine. And then like I've seen videos where they literally had to stop the video because the person thought they were going to like have to go to the hospital and stuff like that. Which was an overreaction. But,
Yeah, that's a little dramatic there.
but
At
if you
least with
take
the
somebody
hot
who's
ones-
not used to heat and then you give them like a number 11 on the heat index, like out of nowhere, I think some people like have panic attacks and stuff like that. They think their throat's gonna swell up and stuff. But yeah, I don't like hot food, so I wouldn't. Yeah. not for me. Would you do it again, Zach?
I would do it again.
Why?
You
don't like
it was
it?
a fun time. I didn't like it. It was a fun time though. I generally don't eat spicy foods at all,
Sure.
but I do like trying new experiences. So the one chip challenge doesn't really interest me because one, I've never really watched those videos, and two, it's like it's such a short experience, right? Whereas like with the hot wings, it's like drawn out and you're asking questions and talking, and it's more of an experience rather than just let's drive a nail into my forehead and see what that's like.
Sure. If you're gonna watch one chip video, just go on YouTube and search Shaq one chip challenge. It's at least funny. Whereas other people you watch do it, you're just like, oh man, you feel bad for them. Whereas with Shaq, I mean, he's humongous and he plays it off funny. But yeah, if he's in pain, there's not much hope for the rest of us. That's for sure. Anything else going on this week, Kyle? Got any you didn't have any family reunions or anything?
No family reunions.
No family reunions.
I'm not a family reunion kind of person. We don't do that.
Really? Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Why you don't like your family? Is it
no? No. It seems my family gets together. It seems now for like weddings and funerals. Right. Pretty much. That's a reunion now. Someone got married or someone died.
Quick question, Kyle.
Yeah.
So I just had my family reunion. It was all my, my close family, brothers and sisters and parent. Aren't you seeing your brother like this weekend and his family? And might your parents show up?
Yes, but his wife and his youngest son will not be there. So we are not being reunited.
Okay.
Right. No, okay. My family is small enough where a family reunion is like, oh, it's Christmas because it's just me and my brother. Right, visiting my parents, and then we have our families. But I'm talking
I don't consider that a reunion.
Yeah, no, I'm talking like the big thing where you get all the cousins and all the aunts and uncles. Not my scene. I do not want to go to family reunion. It just does not sound like fun to me at all.
Right, but
I'm
have
putting
you
it
ever
out there.
done it?
If all my extended family got together for a reunion, I'm there. That sounds like a party.
We do that. It's called an awesome wedding. That is our reunion. We all get together. We have a great party. Someone got married. Wonderful.
That's not a reunion though. That's a wedding. A reunion is like you get together for no reason other than to get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you enjoy the weddings where they all get together. Why not otherwise? Why does it have to have the wedding?
I think it's because it is a one weekends thing, or like it's one event, and maybe we'll see each other somewhere else. My wife's side of the family throws family reunions, and they're like a week long, and there's daily events planned, and you're just seeing the same people who I'm not related to for
or interested in.
Yeah, for a whole week. And like, no, we're doing this now, we're doing that now, and it's too much. It's too much people. It's too much planning. And when I get to go see like my cousins, aunts, and uncles, it's for a weekend, and it's wonderful because see them for the weekend. I don't need to like worry about what does the whole week look like.
So you do go to family reunions?
I do not choose. I don't care to go to family reunions. We're going to dangerous territory here.
Maybe this might have to be Patreon.
Yes, yeah, we are going.
Put it behind the paywall.
James, we're talking about a movie this week, right?
Sure. We're going to talk about a movie, but first let's talk more about family reunions. Yes, we're going to talk about a movie. We're also going to play a game that I don't think have we ever played this game on the podcast, Zach?
We haven't.
We haven't. It's a new game. So we're going to talk a movie. We're going to play a game. And we're going to see what else comes up over the course. Who knows when you listen to this podcast what we're going to talk about. That's for sure. Before we jump into the movie goodness, I need to remind you there's a video version of this podcast on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Cinereelists, REEL with an S on the end. Find the podcast there and listen while you watch. You could also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Cinereelists. You could leave us an Apple Podcast review, 5 stars only. We'd appreciate that. Or you could send us an email to heyguys@cinereelists.com, REEL with an S on the end. Send a comment, a question, a list suggestion, any of those kinds of things. We appreciate. Also, movie recommendations. I got recommended a movie this week via the email, and I watched it that night. Just got inspired.
And how was it?
We'll find out next top 10 last 10. I did email the person back though.
Okay.
After I watched it. My response was pretty good, but that ending. What was that?
Is it a horror movie trope to have a twist ending?
Sure. I mean, what other genre would be that trope?
Well, I'm just asking, like, when you go to see a horror movie, are you kind of expecting there to be a twist ending? Like, do most of them have twist endings?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
it depends on what you mean by the end. You mean like the climax
What?
of the movie, or
Like-
you mean in the last frames of the movie?
I don't know either. Which one do they have?
You mean in this particular movie that I haven't named
No.
yet?
No, in horror films.
I mean, I don't know. I think most movies
So why does it depend?
try to have a twist in them somewhere, even if it's not a
No.
horror twist.
No. Like a twist. Most movies have a twist ending, you think?
I think
No,
a
I
lot
think
of
James
them
is
do.
saying most horror movies have
Most horror movies.
a twist.
I think most horror movies, I think generally most movies
Have
Yeah.
a twist ending?
I
No.
would
Have
not
a
say
twist
most
in the
movies have a
end.
twist. No. Most movies do not have a twist.
I mean,
Yeah,
most
most movies
Mission
do-
Impossible movies have some kind of twist, like towards the end.
Hold on. Most Mission Impossible movies do not have a twist ending. You can't.
I think there's
slyly
normally
change-
a twist either in the end or going
James,
into the end.
James, you can't slyly change what we're talking about to there being a twist in the plot at some point in the second half of the film.
That's why I'm
a
saying.
twist ending is a very specific thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference between literally a twist right at the end and like there's no explanation at the end as to what that twist meant or anything like that, versus something that happens in the climax, right before the climax.
Wait, okay, so is Sixth Sense, by your definition, Sixth Sense is not a twist? Because it happens during the climax
Oh
of the
my
movie.
gosh, we're not going to get into a debate over what a twist is. This will be the longest podcast ever. Yes,
I mean,
I
we're
do
only
believe
gonna
that The Sixth Sense has a twist ending, period. Okay?
Great.
All right, I'm glad we can
Great.
all agree the Sixth Sense has a twist.
But
That's our baseline right there.
movies like Men, which Kyle and I discussed, have a different twist ending. You know what I mean? Like, it happened right at the end and there's not much explanation afterwards. You know what
Well, I
I mean?
haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
Sure, I understand that. I'm trying to think of another one. I mean, the one I just saw, literally like the last 2 minutes is where the twist happens, and they make no explanation for what happens after that. So,
Okay. So back to my original question.
mhm.
Do most horror movies have a twist in the Sixth Sense sense? The Sixth Double Sense? Or in the last 2 seconds of the movie sense? But not in the every movie has a twist ending sense that
I
James
didn't say
invented.
every movie.
Not every movie broadcasts its plot to you. Can we agree on that?
I said a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Not every movie. Yeah, I think that's a part of the genre.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be. There are exceptions for sure, but like Eyes Without a Face, I wouldn't say that has a twist ending. It's a horror movie.
I wouldn't either.
Has a
No.
twist.
Would you say
you learn at
Babadook
some
has a
point.
twist?
I mean, if
No.
the twist is
yeah.
like, this is not what you think it is,
Yeah, but that's
that's
I
a
mean
twist.
that's
A thematic twist, I'm not going with.
no,
You
you're
don't
talking
accept
like an
thematic
actual
twists?
plot twist of you think something's happening, and then there's a reveal of
Yeah, you think someone died, but really they're alive, or you think something's happening, but really they're a ghost, or it was a secret plot to brain watch them, or
What are these awful horror movies you're watching, Zach? Jeez, these are the worst twists I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
So basic.
Dumbest twist in the world. They're actually a ghost the whole time. Who would have done that one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it is a trope. But I don't think it's one that like every horror movie follows for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was just curious if most did.
Yeah. Sure.
Was this one a horror movie?
I mean, do most romantic comedies have a pop song in them?
Yeah.
Probably.
Are we talking romantic comedy or rom-com? Big difference.
Oh my gosh. Either of them probably have a pop song in them. I would guess.
Can I ask a quick music question?
Sure.
Pop music.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is the definition of that anything deeper than just music, like mainstream music?
Oh man, let's go back to the twist discussion.
Yeah,
That might be easier than this
that's
one.
a different.
Holy cow.
Like, could you say if something is pop music without having any idea of its popularity?
All right, I'm gonna give you the short, quick answer. There are two kinds of pop music. The simple one is it's popular, as in like it's top 40 radio or however we measure music anymore. Hot 100 Billboard. That's one kind of pop music.
So anything that's popular could be considered
pop music.
Pop music.
There is also an overarching genre called pop music, and that is people making music in whatever style is popular at the moment. But that changes as music changes. So you can say pop music of the late 90s is different than pop music of the 80s versus the pop genre that's happening now.
So in the 90s, pop music is grunge?
No, I would say grunge became pop because it became top 50, 100, whatever. But I would say 90s, like pop music would be more Britney Spears, boy bands, or even like what like Ace of Base was doing in like the early 90s. Just to throw out an example.
I mean, there's a little bit of like musicality to pop music too that's pretty specific to pop music, like catchy riffs and repeated choruses
and the chords
things
you
like
choose
that.
to write the music in. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely like some pop music trends that have, for as long as pop music's existed, have existed in the genre. So you can actually make pop music, be a pop music person, and never hit the top 40 or even have 10 people listen to your music and still claim you make pop music. So it's there's lots of definitions for pop music that can come into play. But I wouldn't consider Nirvana pop music, but they were certainly popular on the pop charts at one point. For sure. And if you listen to the way they write songs, they use pop music structures, especially their most popular songs have pop music structures to them. But guitar, rock, I don't know what you'd call it, chemistry, makeup, I don't know. They're using pop music formulas and applying rock music to it. But the Beatles did that too.
Well, Nirvana took like fuzzy punk and wrote it like the Beatles were going to write it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Nirvana sound. Simplified. Very simplified way of saying it.
Sure. All right. You guys ready to jump into this week's movie?
I don't know if we've defined enough things yet.
Which has a title of a pop music song, right? You Spin Me Around. Do you think that's where they got the title of this?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I do.
All right. We're going to talk about a movie that is currently streaming on AMC Plus. You can also watch it on any VOD platform. The movie's titled Spin Me Round. Here's a clip.
Good morning.
So we're going to watch a video today. Life is beautiful.
You couldn't find that on Laserdisc there, Craig?
It stars Roberto Benigni. Anyone seen it?
I have, Craig.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it either, but got some Oscars. It's supposed to be a banger.
Craig, I feel really sick. I don't feel good.
Oh, no. You need to excuse yourself?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is that okay?
I mean, I don't want you to miss out. This is supposed to be hysterical.
I just think I need to, like, rest, you know? Are they telling you to say this?
That was Spin Me Round. This is a 2022 romantic comedy thriller co-written by Jeff Baena and Allison Brie, directed by Jeff Baena, starring Allison Brie, Alessandro Nivola, Molly Shannon, Tim Heidecker, Zach Woods, Fred Armisen, Debbie Ryan, Lil Ray Howery, and Aubrey Plaza, amongst others. The official IMDb plot synopsis for Spin Me Round is: a woman wins an all expenses trip to a company's gorgeous, quote, institute, unquote, outside of Florence, and also the chance to meet the restaurant chain's wealthy and charismatic owner. She finds a different adventure than the one she imagined. Wow. So these get worse and worse over time. I mean, it is the basis of what this movie's about, but I don't know. I don't know what this movie's about, to be honest. It's kind of a movie that was all over the place for me. But I'm curious to know what you guys felt about it. Would you?
Now, I've been gone for the last 2 weeks, so I was
Sure.
not involved in the choosing of the film for this week.
Sure.
Who picked the film, and I would like to know the thought process.
So I'm gonna throw James under the bus on this one and say he suggested this film.
Right, but who picked it?
You know, being the new guy here, I don't really want to make waves. I don't want to overstep yet. You respect your elders, but after this week, I'm gonna start having a stronger hand in what we're seeing.
So I will say that we have a document that anybody can contribute to that tracks like movies that are coming up and where they're available to watch. And then that way, if people can't get to movie theaters, there's a streaming option, there's a theater option, anybody can add anything to this. And so this was like the only movie released this week that had any interest to me. And it was solely because Allison Brie and Aubrey Plaza were in it. Having Zach Woods in the movie was a pleasant surprise, for sure, amongst others. Tim Heidecker is also, I think, funny in the movie, even if I don't particularly find the movie funny. Thought he was funny in it. Yeah, so I put it on the list, but I wasn't stumping for this movie by any stretch of the imagination. Right, Kyle? Come on. You've been with me the last 2 weeks. I haven't been like, we got to watch Spin Me Around. How can we possibly pass up this opportunity? That was not how this happened.
I don't know. You were going pretty hard on this. You were like, man, it's got Allison Brie and Aubrey Plaza, and it's an AMC Plus. I'm like, okay, well, those three things right there.
Yeah, this was 1 through 9 on my top most anticipated of this year, for sure. I mean, we probably should have known better when we saw it was streaming exclusively on AMC.
AMC Plus, that should have been, and on VOD. I spent $5 on this movie that I expect to be reimbursed on.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
My wife is mad at you right now.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't think it was that bad.
She is mad that she spent an hour and 44 minutes of her time with this movie.
Sure. I mean, I'm going to feel pressure to defend this movie, even though I think before anybody goes into it, I guess I'll just say that it wasn't my favorite movie either. But I did find things to enjoy in it. What did you guys think of it?
Okay, I'm curious to know what you found enjoyable.
It's a pretty messy movie, I would say. I don't think it knows what it wants to be. It kind of wants to be like Office Space, where they're like making fun of a work environment, but at the same time, it's trying to be like this weird romantic comedy and also a meta commentary on like power structures in the workplace, and also a travel movie, and also a mystery thriller, like a whodunit. A little bit of a send up of like Italian culture here and there, not a lot, but a little bit of that. Yeah, those types of things all mashed up into one messy movie starring a bunch of people that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I found things to enjoy in it, even if like the bones of it are pretty too messy to really be a thing.
And I saw this was produced by the Duplass brothers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw that, and when we're in this movie, and it's kind of a not funny or good satire of a travel romance movie at first,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is Duplass brothers. I'm sure something's gonna happen in this movie. And then
Mhm.
45 minutes passed, and then an hour passed, and it's still. I'm like, okay, is there another shoot to this movie? And then
things happen in the movie. They're not that interesting.
No,
That's the problem.
They're not funny. They're not interesting. Aubrey Plaza's probably the most interesting character in the movie. Definitely the actor who's doing the most, and she straight up disappears with like halfway through the movie. She's just gone.
Sure.
I'm like, we're losing that. We get this mystery thriller ending, which if you have been paying attention whatsoever, there was no mystery to what was happening. There's no surprises. It wasn't shocking. It wasn't funny. It was zany, but okay. And then you throw in Molly Shannon like yelling at the camera like she's been doing for the last 30 years, and like great. So it was just it was warm Alfredo sauce on pasta for me.
Zach, go ahead.
I loved it.
Really?
Are you kidding?
I couldn't stop laughing.
No way. I don't believe you.
I'm joking.
Okay,
It was not good. It was not very good. I didn't love it. Man, it's a movie that just didn't commit to anything.
Yeah.
Like James said, it tried to be 7 different things, and it kind of would oscillate between them, and it just never really committed to any of them. And a couple of them would have been fun, but it's just a mishmash. Like Kyle said, Aubrey Plaza, literally, like when we say, a character disappears, like it's never as stark as how in this movie, she just isn't there anymore. And the character says, oh yeah, she was fired. And we never see her again. And it's the most unresolved thing ever. It just completely doesn't fit at all.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even the way that the movie resolves itself back in America is like nothing has happened. And like no lessons were learned, really. It was just, yeah, the movie's kind of messy. And as a comedy, it wasn't really funny.
It was not funny.
I think the idea was, let's have a bunch of characters played by funny actors, right?
Mhm.
Talented people. And let's give them all like a trait, like a funny trait, So like one guy is stuck up on himself. Another one is a sycophant. Someone else, I guess, was vapid. I don't know. The vapid character really wasn't much of a character. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, are you talking about Jen or the blonde Susie, the blonde girl?
Susie, probably.
Yeah, because she disappeared for a good chunk of the movie.
Well, she was sick. And there were things in it that I enjoyed, like Ben Sinclair as the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime he was on screen, I found him interesting. Except when he randomly is just videotaping for no reason, like a creepy guy. That again, underwhelming. I thought the culinary cook was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Liz was, I guess, her character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fred Armisen, I just enjoy him, and he was actually playing it pretty straight for Fred Armisen, I'd say. But it was a movie that it kind of went for this indie comedy sensibility that just never amounted to anything. And it was, yeah, I don't know. It was, I would have liked it to lean a lot heavier on the thriller aspect that we got kind of in the middle, where it's like, what is the true nature of this boss, and like that kind of thing. If it turned into a straight thriller, I think that would have been better.
I was hoping, and I just remember when we started the movie, the genre was comedy, so I knew it was not going to go horror, but I was really hoping that like they were just going to commit to this creepy cult-like feeling you were getting from the movie. Never went there.
This would have been way better as a Nathan Fielder documentary.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I don't disagree with what you guys are saying, other than I laughed several times during this movie, and I've seen a lot of recent comedies that had that were better structured movies that you could follow and like made sense and like played on its strengths and stuff like that. But that literally couldn't make me laugh over the course of it. And in this movie, I did. I think that's probably because of the cast and like the people that they had on screen. Kyle might be over Molly Shannon, but her picking the stuff out of Alison Brie's closet, which I'm sure was like 90% improv, had me laughing.
I liked Molly Shannon in this movie.
Yeah. Every time she was on screen and like she had more and more ridiculous clothes on towards the end, I wasn't like rolling on the floor. It's not going to inspire a rewatch or anything. But every time that was on screen, I was charmed by it because they played the joke through the entire movie. The Life is Beautiful joke from the guy who ran the camp was hilarious. I mean, I that was one where I did laugh out loud when he starts making excuses for Life is Beautiful because he didn't know what kind of movie that was and stuff like that. The line, I actually wrote it down, where Alison Brie chases down her boss, who's now taking a different woman to his boat, and she rolls down the window and he asks, "Are you following me?" And she asks, "I could ask you the same thing." And he goes, "Why would you ask me if I'm following you?" When it was clear that she was following him. That made me laugh. The movie's not funny, but that line made me laugh for some reason or another. When Zach Woods started kicking in with all the conspiracy theory stuff and was like when the movie started to take the turn to thriller zone, especially since Zach Woods got a ton more screen time at that point, I was actually starting to get into it. I wish they had committed fully and like kept that direction even harder, which they don't. But the movie was getting there for me. And then towards the end, when the vapid girl is sleeping in the back of the car and she's got that look on her face and she's asleep, but she kind of looks dead. And then somebody goes, "It's so creepy how she can sleep like that." That made me laugh. So at some point during this movie, I felt like this was all going downhill. And I was like, I need to record all the things that made me laugh in this movie, because I guarantee these guys are going to come after me about how there was nothing in this movie to be had. And I don't think that's true. I think there are things to be had in here.
Yeah. I don't think that's true either.
But you have to just kind of be ready for like not a classic. I think it's an easy movie to watch. You might be bored, but
I don't think it's worth people's time.
If that's the worst crime, being bored, then I don't know.
That's why I watch movies.
There were two moments that made me laugh that I remember.
Okay.
All right. One was after she confronts the guy and she has to like do a 3-point turn to get away.
Mm-hmm.
I love an awkward 3-point turn. Like that gets me every time. I love that. And then the second one, and I'm just going to reveal the joke because there's this setup where you learn that one of the characters had a twin and absorbed it in utero.
Right.
And then later in the movie, the head chef is yelling at Alison Brie because his sister passed away, and he goes, "Have you ever had to hold your sister's hand while she's dying next to you?" And then the woman goes, "I have." And that was like a funny callback too.
Sure.
I liked that joke. Other than that, and maybe this movie like lost me, so I was just ready to not laugh anymore. I was just trying to finish it. If this was not for the podcast, Meg and I would have 45-minute ruled this movie, and it's been a long time since we've used that rule. So the podcast saved this movie for me having to just stop after 45 minutes because I was just thinking of other things I could be doing with my time right now than watching this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that like the parts that made me laugh came in the back half. That doesn't mean the back half is good.
No,
it's just there's so much setup that is very dry, or it's set up for like jokes, like the holding hands thing is a part of a joke about, somebody's twin dying. When that part was revealed, it wasn't funny. It's only funny in the context of knowing that later on in the movie. So it's like, I don't know. I think the team is here. And just it kind of smacks of like a writer's room where they're like, okay, let's write a romantic comedy in Italy. Well, what's something wacky that we can, apply to this to like elevate it a little bit. And then everybody took turns in a circle throwing out ideas and they wrote it down on the whiteboard. And instead of picking the one or two that they should run with, they just went with all 7 suggestions and tried to write them in. And the only reason it stands up at all, if you believe it does, is because the people that are delivering the lines are good at delivering lines. Or they came up with things in the moment that saved certain things. I don't know.
Yeah. The ending of this film, like all the zaniness that Kyle referenced, I've made short films in college that were very similar to the feel of this movie.
Okay, so where are you going, Zach?
Because it is a bunch of people in a kind of a writer's room in the spur of a moment coming up with the plot and like, oh, and then they see this and that makes them think this. So they run over here and then that person does this. And then so they run and it's like an A to B to C to D kind of a plan. And then you shoot it and it just feels so unmotivated every little step. It just feels like all of a sudden we're going A, B to C to D without like a reason for anything. And it just does not work in the execution. And it's because the problem is in the writing, I think.
Right.
But yeah, the talent's all there. I mean, I think everyone there was talented. And I mean, Molly Shannon, for my money, can hold her own on screen, right? I loved at first when she wasn't playing a typical Molly Shannon character. And then I really just evolved into like Molly Shannon as we all know her.
Yeah, her shouting at people and
which I think is funny. I don't know. I find her as a funny person. I was glad that it wasn't Joan Cusack in that role. Because she does the same thing, but without the charisma of Molly Shannon.
I disagree. I would have preferred Joan Cusack over Molly Shannon in that role.
I don't understand Joan Cusack whatsoever. I just don't understand.
Isn't she in your favorite movie, Toys? Or is she your least favorite part of that movie?
She is in the movie Toys.
Yeah. Your favorite.
I think she's fine
Toys.
in it, but she plays a toy, so it makes sense. She's not an actual human being.
Oh,
so it works.
You don't see women as human beings, is what we're saying, or you prefer?
No, I say Joan. What's her last name?
Cusack.
Joan Cusack.
Well-known last name.
Does not come across as a normal human being interacting.
But John does, right? John Cusack, he comes across normal, right?
No, what I'm saying is Molly Shannon and Joan Cusack both have a corner on the like oddball female market. And I like Molly Shannon's brand because it just has it's just a little softer for me. It's just a little more fun to watch. And Joan Cusack is just so mannered. I don't get it.
I don't know why. I've just never put those two actresses in the same.
Yeah, I've never compared. I can never put them in the same camp either
at all.
Well, let me ask you this: if they recast Molly Shannon's role, would it not go to Joan Cusack?
I think more like
I was thinking.
What's her name from like Best in Show?
Oh, Jennifer Coolidge.
Stifler's mom. Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge is more
exact same
what
thing.
I was thinking.
James, I was thinking the exact same person. Yep. Jennifer Coolidge. Or
I mean, Joan Cusack, maybe. I could see her doing it. I just don't think it would be what Molly Shannon did, for sure.
What's her name? She was on Glee. She was also in Best in Show. I can't think of her name right now.
Parker Posey?
No. No, she's on Only Murders in the Building. Tall woman, blonde hair.
No idea.
Short hair?
Yeah, short hair. What is her name?
I know who
people are shouting at us right now.
Are they?
Yes.
I don't think they are. I think they're just as confused as we are.
That's who I would cast in that role.
Okay.
You didn't like Joan Cusack in Broadcast News?
I don't remember Joan Cusack in Broadcast News.
She's like the lead.
Is she? I thought like I don't know, Billy something is the lead.
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
That's who I'm thinking. I could see Jane Lynch in that role.
Yeah, I could see that too. You don't like Joan Cusack as the toy in Toy Story as the female cowgirl?
No, no, I don't.
You don't. Jessie, that's her name.
Yeah, I don't like Toy Story 2 that much, I think because of the character Jessie.
Maybe that's where all this comes from.
I don't know. I don't know how we're talking about Joan Cusack all of a sudden.
You brought
She's
her
not
up.
even in this.
No, I brought her up, but I didn't dwell on her like you guys are. I'm just saying I appreciated Molly Shannon in this role, and I think this is easily could have been a Joan Cusack role, and I would have preferred Molly Shannon.
All right.
All right. Fair enough.
My notes just say Molly Shannon. Ugh.
I think she was funny.
I didn't know you were a Shannon hater.
I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm gonna shout to be funny style of comedy. Like even Will Ferrell gets into that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're talking like late '90s, early 2000s SNL, not
So you didn't
my
like
favorite.
Chris Farley?
Hmm?
You didn't like Chris Farley?
Maybe Chris Farley shouts at you and he says funny things because they were written for him. Where it feels like Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon are doing more of like I'm gonna shout improv stuff.
Was Molly Shannon the one that was on the cheerleading team with him?
No, that was Sherry O'Terry.
Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah,
Okay.
who I would have actually preferred her. But yeah, no, Molly Shannon was Superstar. It's probably her most
Right.
popular. Mary Catherine Gallagher,
Mhm.
and I'm sure she had other well-known characters from that era.
She didn't shout at people in that movie.
In Superstar?
Yeah.
No, but she mugged for the camera a lot.
I mean, that's the whole character.
Exactly. That's if your characters make faces for the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I don't like Molly Shannon. She's not my favorite,
All
and
right.
that's okay.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else with Spin Me Around?
I'm going to flush this movie from my memory. I got more important things to think about.
Honestly, I don't even think I'll have to flush it. I think it'll naturally disappear.
Go.
If I hadn't watched it 2 nights ago, if this conversation had happened like a week after, I wouldn't remember the details of this movie for sure. But I will say that if there's a couple people from the cast that you like and you want to watch something that's fairly light and inconsequential, there might be something here for you to enjoy. But I wouldn't rent it on VOD or anything like that. I'm talking about like if it's available to you, easily available
Right.
to you.
Like if you're a Zach Woods super fan,
Mhm.
I honestly don't think you're going to get anything from this that you can't just think through in your mind based on other things you've seen with him.
Mhm.
But I think it's a good Ben Sinclair performance. I liked him in this movie.
Mhm.
But that's Craig, correct?
Yeah.
What else has he been
Teacher. A lot.
in? Yeah. Like
Black Widow.
who is he?
The
in
movie
the
Black
movie?
Widow?
Wasn't he the dad in Black Widow?
No, that's the Stranger Things guy. I just cannot
Okay.
remember actors' names anymore.
Yeah, I know
David,
who
you're
David
talking about.
Harbour.
He was in High Maintenance, which was a TV show of like 8-minute episodes. That's so good.
Was he the delivery guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
High Maintenance was a good show. I agree.
He was also in The Resort, which I haven't seen, but has Kristen Milioti and Jackson Harper in, and Nick Offerman.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this movie's one of its biggest crimes is just getting rid of Aubrey Plaza way too early.
Oh, yeah.
because she was interesting. She was one of the few interesting things in the first part of the movie, and then like halfway through, you lose her and you get the thriller plot. And it's kind of a shame that they couldn't combine those two. towards
Right.
the back half.
And so much of the open questions about here are not answered.
Mhm.
Like possible explanations are given, but we
Mhm.
don't know if that's true or not. So we just really know very little about why she was the way she was in the first half of the film.
I wonder if maybe there's another element to this that had her coming back around in the end, and then over the course of editing, that was excised from the movie. Because it kind of felt like her absence was intended to come back around towards the end, and then it doesn't, which makes me think something unplanned happened there.
They
We'll
just
never
ran out of
know.
money in the editing room. So, well, we got a
We'll have
movie.
We'll have to wait for the 4K for those sweet
I can't wait for that director's cut.
director's cut.
Here's the movie I meant to make.
Here's a question. What's going to happen to this movie?
What do you mean?
Like, it's just going to disappear to time, right?
This is gonna languish in
This is
AMC
one of
Plus.
those- Yeah. It's an AMC Plus original, so I guess eventually it'll be sold off when Discovery inevitably buys AMC Plus.
And then writes off all their movies as tax losses.
Yeah. We haven't really talked about this, but isn't like the stuff that came out this week is kind of insane, don't you guys think?
Yeah.
I mean, every day there's something new. My most recent, you can tell me if I'm wrong here, what I most recently saw was like they're getting rid of old episodes of Sesame Street, amongst other things.
Yeah. Not only are they getting rid of them, but in some cases, and a lot of this is rumor and speculation, we'll see how it pans out in the end, but that they're taking things that have been released for years and writing them off in this like short period they have after acquiring HBO. Discovery Plus, the streaming service, bought HBO and HBO Max. They're writing off things that are long released as losses, which makes them no longer viable pieces of media. Like they can't make any more money off of it. And so literally movies and TV shows that have been on HBO Max for a year or two are now being written off, and they will never be sold to another streamer. They're done.
They're just gone.
They're just gone.
lost.
I mean, like the internet pirates have copies of them, but that's it. Nobody will ever make money off of them again. That seems crazy to me.
Wait,
I've never heard of that before.
Is it anything, I won't say significant, because obviously people made these and spent time on it, but I mean, they're not getting rid of, like, sorry, Lawrence of Arabia, we can't make money on that anymore. That's just going to be shelved somewhere forever.
So far, there's nothing that I've heard that like was absolutely mind blowing, other than like the Batgirl movie, which nobody had even seen yet. It's just shocking that they would write something off that's that high profile. And I haven't heard anything that's 2-3 years old that was mind blowing. But there's lots of like kids cartoons and stuff like that. That just I'm assuming they looked at the streaming numbers and like they're just not well seen. And so somebody did the math on like how many people are subscribed for those shows, and they see the opportunity to make some money by writing it off. And so that's what they're doing. But it's kind of like writing off the painting of a professional painter. You know what I mean? And then like burning it so nobody else can enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy to me that that's a thing now. Or at least somebody's making it a thing, and it could be a thing in the future. Like, what if they decided that Citizen Kane has made the money it's going to make, and it's worth more to just never release it in another form again?
And it just gets excised from the internet. It's just gone.
It's not excised. It's just not officially available anywhere. At this point, the cat's out of the bag for it to be completely gone, but it's just not officially available to anyone anymore. Seems crazy that we might be entering that world.
Now, I will say, I have a list of all the things that they've excised. I haven't heard of any of them.
Right.
So it's possible we're talking about things that like, they looked at last month's view count and, 12 people had watched these shows. And they're like, well, we can save $2 million and get rid of them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're beholden to show everything forever. If just no one's watching them, you know what I mean?
No, it's just this weird idea of, I guess, how our tax code works, of this idea of like, you could have something that you had on your service that was there already, and now you can make more money on it by not having it anymore. Like, I think that's more the oddity of it.
Yeah, and like, not that any of us here were under the delusion that this isn't commerce first and art second.
Of course, yeah.
But rarely does it show itself so clearly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That this is commerce first and art second. I think the common perception was, even though commerce is first, they don't want to be seen as commerce first. And so they will always at least keep the access. I also think it's like just common knowledge that like the bigger the library, the better your streaming service. And HBO Max is like, nah, or Discovery Plus rather, via HBO Max is kind of like, well, I don't care about how big it is. We only care that like things that people are going to watch are on there.
Yeah.
And that's not the way the other services are acting right now.
They may follow suit though if Discovery is successful in making money off of this and becoming leaner. I could see other companies, if they can find the same tax path, to do it also.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've read, I'm certainly no tax attorney, but from what I've read, the only way to do this is they have this little window over the course of buying the company that gives them the ability to do this to this older media. So like Netflix would have to be bought by somebody for Netflix to like burn part of their catalog in a similar way and make it worth it for them. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Anything else on Spin Me Round? Are you guys ready to letterbox this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. What are you guys going to give it?
1 star.
Wow. Kyle really
I'll give
hated
it 1.5 star. It was mostly just boring.
Mostly just boring.
Yeah, to me, the boring turned into rage.
I kind of wish Will Arnett was like the lead, business owner guy.
The Lothario guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He like that. The guy who played him didn't do anything wrong. It just wasn't elevated enough compared to some of the other things that were going on in the movie. Anyway, I'll give it a 2. So a 1, a 1.5, and a 2 for Spin Me Round. We're going to play a game now. A game. I don't even know what we're going to play. There's only one person that knows, and that person is Zach.
It's me. I invented a new game that we're going to play. We're going to debut on the show.
Okay.
And we're going to see how it goes. Okay.
All right.
So it does not have a name yet.
Oh.
So we'll have to give it a name.
Spin Me Round. That's my name suggestion.
Okay.
Can we call it The Game with No Name? Like Clint Eastwood character?
We could, although also possibly we could just come up with a name for it,
I think we should name it before we play it. No context.
Well, see, you would think that. Okay. To get a point, you have to correctly name the game. And then okay. So I discovered some functionality in IMDb that I did not realize was there. Okay.
All right.
Perhaps all of you did. Perhaps I'm late to the game. But if you go to any movie on IMDb and then after the TTID of the film, you do /keywords, it pulls up just hundreds of keywords related to the film. So pretty much any plot thing or theme or just anything in the film, people submit keywords and then vote up how relevant those keywords are to the film. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. Can one of you just tell me a movie?
But before we do that, I went to Spin Me Round. I put in keywords. 0. No, there's 1. You want to hear what it is?
Yes.
Male nudity.
I didn't even see 1. Oh, I see it now. Male nudity.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So,
can someone say a movie and I will demo this for you?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
There wasn't any male nudity, by the way, unless you count butts. And if that's the case, there was also female nudity.
Well, you should then add it to the plot keywords.
It's a weird hill to die on, James.
I'm just saying.
But
why tag
nudity
that?
Or not? Zach, what do you think?
Why tag that and not female nudity?
I don't know, James. I don't know. Get on it.
No, I do.
Okay.
I will not contribute to IMDb.
Okay. So if you go to Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol keywords, there are 242 plot keywords. Now, I will say that the number 1 keyword is race against time.
That's not a keyword.
Yeah, these could be phrases, all sorts of things. Okay.
Okay.
Race against time is number 1. Then Ethan Hunt character woman murders a man, fake mustache, hotel room, spy mission, jailbreak, metal detector, just anything that comes up in the movie. Okay.
Okay.
You can also order this by relevance or just in alphabetical order. So here's what the game is. I'm going to pick a movie of which you guys don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you how many plot keywords they are. And then you guys will bid how many keywords you need to name the film. And it'll go auction style where you can bid lower and lower and lower until someone will not take the bid. And then I will give you that number of plot keywords and you have to guess the movie.
And are you sorting them by relevance, like by upvotes?
I will start with relevance. If it's too easy, we will then switch the rules to alphabetical.
Okay.
I might go alphabetical pretty quickly, but we'll start with relevance. It might be too easy at that point.
Can I ask if we can get the year first?
So here's the second rule, okay?
Okay.
Again, you win the bid by having the lowest number of keywords,
Mm-hmm.
but that comes with the year of release. Okay? So you automatically will get the year of release. However, if let's say someone bids 15 keywords, you could say I can do 15, but without the year. Okay? And then you'll win the bid from them, even though they said 15, because you can do a 15 without the year. But they could still steal it from you with 14, and then that would have the year again.
Right, but the year might give me a confidence to bid lower. Like you're not giving me
Right.
anything to go off of.
Well, you'll get the year automatically. The year
Right,
comes
after
with the
I
bid.
win the bid.
Oh,
Right? I want
yeah,
something that
after-
gives me confidence to bid lower. Right now, you're giving me zero confidence.
You're
to bid
saying I have a
lower.
movie.
I just have a movie out of the 100 years of movies.
And
By the
you
way,
need to
there's 50 available. Bid against each other. You got to give us something to like incentivize a low bid versus a not low bid.
Interesting. Okay, I will take that into consideration, James.
Okay.
That is taken into consideration. Okay, so let's try this out, okay?
Okay.
I have a movie, and I will tell you in a second how many keywords there are. And maybe for James's sake, I'll just give you I'll give you a nugget of information, and then I might change that nugget from time to time, okay?
You remember on Doug Loves Movies where he would just like give unimportant details?
Yeah.
That's what we need. Unimportant details. Things that wouldn't give it away, but might give us some color about what we're talking about here.
Okay. Well, this is a PG-13 movie from your lifetime.
There you go. From our
Okay.
lifetime. So now we know
Yeah.
it's like my lifetime or Kyle's lifetime.
What does it?
I said what I said.
PG-13 was created during both our lifetimes, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. That's true.
All right. There are 272 plot keywords. Kyle, how many plot keywords do you need in order to name this movie?
271.
Okay. James?
20.
Okay.
I mean, so all I know, it's a PG-13 movie from
Our lifetime.
the last 30 years, because that's how long PG-13's been around. 35 years. I don't know. 15.
Okay. James? And he'll get your release too. I mean, this is beautiful.
Why will I get your release? Because I have lowest bid?
No, whoever wins it
gets
gets your
the lowest.
release.
Yeah,
unless
lowest bid, yeah.
unless they want to steal it without your release.
I would say I'll say 13. Sure.
13. Okay. Kyle?
Let's go 11.
James?
10.
9.
James?
8.
I mean, 7. I have no idea what I'm bidding on here. So,
Okay.
like,
There you go.
I'm
Kyle, name that movie.
sure.
All right. You have 7 in order to get this.
I don't know
Okay.
if 7's good, bad. I have no idea.
All right. Vietnam War,
Okay.
based on a book,
Okay.
based on a novel.
The book's based on a novel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vietnam,
Didn't you already say
mother. No, there's two separate
Yeah,
keywords:
one's
Vietnam War
one's
and Vietnam.
that?
Mother.
Oh my gosh.
Mother.
I think you should combine those types of things.
No, sorry. Mother-son relationship
Oh, I got this.
and female rear nudity.
Yeah, this is Forrest Gump.
This is Forrest Gump. Congratulations.
All right. I think I don't know, James, you can talk. We can talk about this.
Go ahead.
What may make this more like competitive is if we were given like year and genre, maybe. I don't know if year and genre be too much, or maybe genre.
I no longer think you need to give us the year
Yeah.
unless the year doesn't help at all. I like the idea of you just pick things from the page and whatever
random-
helps, but not really. Say those
The
things.
next keyword was amputee and then shrimp boat.
Yeah, I mean shrimp boat would obviously. But once yeah. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
I do think you should go relevance, 100% relevance, and you should combine things that are practically the same thing anyway. That way, if I bid 3, the top 3 aren't like based on a book, also a person wrote it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I will heavily take that into consideration, James.
I guess my issue is just saying I have a movie. What's your bid? I have no idea what I'm bidding on. I just know I'm bidding on a movie. So,
but he had a
James said,
way
I
of
will-
telling us without.
I will
telling.
be giving you all the information that you're going to want.
Okay. All right.
You're going to be floating in great information. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what I do. I win a game that I can play about it anyway. So.
Wow. No, what I think is the keywords just give so much context that you don't need the things that you think you need.
Yeah. No.
For instance,
it's more of the what I'm. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow, this movie's over 2 hours long and features famous people. That's amazing.
Whoa.
That's amazing. Normally you don't get that together. Okay. There's 372 plot keywords. So that's a lot more than Forrest Gump, which I think tells you something.
I went first last
James.
time, Kyle.
I think Kyle went first last time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he went
James,
one less than 200 something.
Yeah.
How many keywords do you need?
10.
Okay. Kyle?
8.
Another suggestion is like,
Yeah.
let's say I win, but I don't get it. Kyle should get those points.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I get 1 point or did I get 7 points?
I think you should give him 7.
But you want lowest score wins though.
I will give you.
Why do you
Like,
want lowest score wins?
But I don't want 7 points because
He wants the lowest number. Well, yeah, he wants the lowest number.
All right.
I think I just
You can-
yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Because we can't do lowest score because then the person who doesn't get any has the lowest score.
I'll do a complicated system of scoring that will incorporate all of your dreams.
You know what? It has to be take your
what's the
score,
bid at?
divide it by the number you got right. It has to be lowest average score.
Okay, James, what's the bid at?
I'm at 8 right now.
He's at 8.
8.
I'll go 7.
I'll go 6.
6. I'll go 5.
All right, go for it.
All right, James. Surprise ending.
Was that a twist?
Anti-establishment. Insomnia. Multiple personality disorder. And based on a novel.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
It is Fight Club, absolutely.
Are those the most relevant?
Those are the most relevant.
And
If we did the 5 by alphabetical, it would be 1990s, abandoned house, acid, addiction, and affection.
All of those could have worked too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, moving on. Oh, Kyle, you're gonna like this one especially. Because the writer and the director know each other very well.
but they're not the same person.
I said what I said. The writer and the director know each other very well.
All right.
Okay. So take that into consideration now that you have all the information you need.
Yeah, all of it.
There's 455 plot keywords.
All right.
400.
Who
Who
let's
are
go-
these people?
Let's go 10.
James?
6.
Four.
Go for it.
All right.
All right, Kyle. Dream, ambiguous ending, subconscious, and mind bender.
Dream. Oh my goodness.
Dream, ambiguous ending, subconscious, and mind bender. And keep in mind that the writer and the director know each other very well.
Yeah. Is this adaptation?
Wait, before if
James
if
does get
Kyle
to
gets
steal
it
if you're
wrong,
wrong.
yeah, do I get a chance to steal it? Okay, perfect.
Absolutely, you do.
All right.
Okay. Adaptation.
It is not adaptation.
Okay.
James, would you like a chance to steal?
My guess, because this is a guess, and I'm not sure it fits your leading hint there, but what dreams may come.
No, I'm sorry. It's not what dreams may come. The next plot keyword is architecture.
It's Inception.
Yeah, it's Inception.
Okay.
Dream, ambiguous ending, subconscious, mind bender. Okay, so I'm writing down that Kyle grabbed it and missed it.
But I still get a point, right, for Kyle getting it wrong?
I haven't quite figured out how to score this yet.
There are no points
But
yet.
I think
this
that's
is
how it
going
should
to
work.
This is going to work against Kyle for sure. Yeah, I think you, James, you get credit for it because you had the good sense not to bid for.
Right. But if I guessed it correctly, I would have gotten 2 points. That's what it should be.
Okay. Well, that will all be carefully considered.
Yeah, I think maybe it should be a simple. You get a point for getting it, or the other person gets a point if you miss it, instead of how many words did it take and all that.
Right.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay. This is a movie that has been mentioned on this episode or last episode.
Well, you weren't on the last episode. Did you listen to it?
I did listen to it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So it was either mentioned on this episode or last episode.
Or a games
So
episode.
that's that is a big hint.
Yeah.
Last
Big
episode
hint.
was a
And-
games episode. We mentioned a lot of movies, so that's hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I will I'll start doing this, okay? I will let you guys know what zone of difficulty you're in. Okay?
Okay.
So there's 86 plot keywords. If you were to bid 86, you're in the easy zone. Okay?
Well, yeah, because you'd get every word.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So Kyle, what would you like to bid?
I think James goes first on this one.
Okay. Good. It's really important who bids first. So James.
7.
Well, okay. I would say you're in the easy zone.
Let's go 5.
I would say you're in the easy zone.
Your version of easy, though, is sometimes different than mine.
That's true. That's true.
I will say 4.
Okay. I still feel like you're in the easy zone.
3.
Okay. It could be easy zone. I'll say medium zone just to change the zone a little bit. We'll say medium zone.
Sure, we'll see how hard a medium is. Go
Okay.
for it, Kyle.
3.
Mm-hmm.
James, you could also steal it with 3 and just not get the year of release, which I have not been giving you guys.
Oh, yeah. Why are you not giving us that?
Just forgot. So do you want 3 without the year of release, or do you want Kyle to have it with year of release?
What?
You're not losing anything you didn't have before because I wasn't giving them to you. You could just steal with 3 if you want.
What's the question?
Do you? Right now he has it with 3 keywords.
Right.
Do you want it with 3 keywords, but you won't get year of release?
I mean, we
No.
haven't had a year release anyway.
Exactly. So
So-
he's not losing anything. But okay,
No.
Kyle, 1997. Okay.
Okay.
World War II. Jewish Nazi occupation.
97. Life is Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Life is beautiful.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Life is beautiful. Good job. See, the clue was very helpful, I thought.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
But you wouldn't have gotten it?
Never seen it.
Sure. But the next one was Holocaust. You know it's about the Holocaust, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
You haven't seen Life is Beautiful?
Nope.
Really?
Check it out. It's great.
It is
And I know
really
enough
good.
about it that joke made me laugh and spin me around, even without having seen it.
Sure. Okay. I've got a movie here. I would really like Kyle to bid first. Do you want a clue as to what this movie is?
Please.
All right. This movie is animated.
Okay. So it's from the last 80 years. Great. 10.
Also, I will be doing this one by alphabetical to try that out.
I will go 5.
Is that the easy zone, medium zone? Are we getting those hints anymore?
Evidently that's out the window too.
This
game is very fluid.
We're just testing out a new game. This is in the difficult zone.
All right, go for it, James,
Great.
with 5.
All right, James. This is from 2001. 10-year-old. 2D animation. Amnesia. Animal. Anime.
2001.
2001.
Can you give them to me again
10-year-old.
faster?
10-year-old. 2D animation. Amnesia. Animal. Anime.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's probably like a Studio Ghibli type of thing, probably, because that's the only anime I can think of that you would pull up from 2001. But I don't remember the timeline on those things, so I'm just gonna guess. I don't know which ones of those would be about amnesia at all, so I'm just gonna guess Ponyo.
It's not Ponyo.
No.
It is.
Kyle, do you want to steal?
Yeah, it's Spirited Away.
It is Spirited Away.
Another movie I have not seen.
You haven't seen Spirited Away?
No,
What's up with you, man?
I'm saving it for the hype to die down.
That's coming.
I want to see where this Miyazaki guy's going. Is he going to be a real thing or not?
Yeah. Can we trust it?
Yeah.
All right. This next movie. Okay. This is a writer-director situation. Okay.
Has James seen it?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. It's a writer-director situation of which James, I think, has seen.
Only there was a
I would
list
bet.
of all
I would
these.
bet money. I would bet money that he's seen.
How much money would you bet? 10? 9?
And again, this one will be in alphabetical. So we're mostly going to be in the A's because I feel like it's doable.
Okay.
So who's going to bid?
Who goes first?
I'll bid first.
Okay.
7.
Sure.
All right.
6.
Oh, I thought you said sure. Go for it. We're not getting danger zones anymore. Easy zones.
This is still easy.
All right. Let's go 5.
4.
I'd say 4 is still easy. To medium. Easy to medium.
All right, go for it, James. Go for 4.
Okay. And he gets year of release. That's great. You said 4, right, James?
Oh, I could have.
Yes.
All right, I could have done 4 without your
Yeah.
whatever.
You could have. Okay. So 4, 1985. A 555 phone number. Aircraft. Alarm clock. And altering history.
Aircraft. I mean, I feel like this is Back to the Future, but I don't know what aircraft has to do with it. But I'll go with Back to the Future.
It is Back to the Future.
Aircraft.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's aircraft in that movie? I don't remember aircraft.
Started with an A. Doesn't it fly at the end?
I mean,
Yeah, at the very end.
so like any
setup
fleeting
number.
anything, they just tag it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Anyway,
It
okay.
also has barn, band, bottle opener.
Anyone can put in anything.
Well, no, they're also voted up.
Yeah, but you're not
You
doing
went
these by.
alphabetical on
You're
that one,
doing,
didn't you?
yeah, I mean, anyone could have
Yeah,
put an aircraft.
Yeah, exactly. That
So,
one was very low.
yeah.
That one was very low. All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
Okay. This film man, this film came out in the early 80s. Okay.
Okay.
That's a big hint.
If only we'll get the clue later of what year it came out.
You will.
This
You will.
movie came out in the early 80s.
Yeah. And we're going to do alphabetical.
Kyle?
And I would say beware of the medium and hard zones.
Kyle, I'm going 6.
Okay. He was not aware of the medium and hard zones.
Is James in the zones already?
He's in the hard zone.
All right.
He's in the hard zone.
You know what, James? You can have your 6.
All right.
Okay. This came out in 1981.
Okay. Have I seen this movie?
You have.
Okay.
For sure. Seen this movie. 1930s. Abaya the Muslim Cloth. Action hero. Actor playing multiple roles. How many did you bid?
6.
Africa Corps. An airplane accident.
Airplane accident.
1930s.
Give me it all again.
Abaya the Muslim Cloth. Action hero. Africa Corps. Airplane accident.
Huh.
1981.
I mean, this is not an answer. Just thinking out loud here.
Okay.
But at first I was thinking like an Indiana Jones movie because that's like in the zone, action adventure. But I don't remember like an airplane accident. There is an airplane at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they like take off on the water, but I don't remember there being an accident ever in it. The word Africa Corps. What is that? Does that mean like hardcore African or what is that?
No, it's AFRIKA and then CORPS.
Corpse?
No,
Right.
like a
Like the Army Corps.
Interesting. I mean, I have some assumptions about what that means, but I really don't know what that means. So, give me all of it again, year and everything.
1981,
Mm-hmm.
1930s, Abaya the Muslim Cloth, Action Hero, Africa Corps, Airplane Accident.
I mean, I really have no clue what this could be. 1981. I mean, the other really awful answer I have in my brain is the gods must be crazy.
Okay. Because the word Africa.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't remember. There's no like hero in that movie. I don't think, unless you consider the guy in that movie, the white man,
An
in that
action
movie.
hero.
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider him an action hero. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm gonna say Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though it's wrong.
Okay. The answer is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's insane.
correct.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I don't.
There's no airplane crash in Raiders of the Lost Ark
Well,
that
I mean, the guy
remember.
gets. Yeah, I don't know if alphabetical is.
Well, the
fun.
reason we went alphabetical is because if you go by relevance, number 1 is Ark of the Covenant,
Yeah.
then Nazi, then archaeologist.
So maybe the game here is not bidding. Maybe the game is you like we kind of do a Jacob's Ladder style, where like you choose a movie and like, all right, Kyle, here's number 10, here's number 9, and like who can get it fast or not who can get it faster. Like we each get 5 movies.
Okay, what if I start at the bottom of relevance?
Well, but that's gonna be the same thing as giving us like airplane accidents or Africa Corps, because people have voted those
But
down anyway.
But he did get the right answer.
I know. I just don't. I'm just trying to think about how to. Yeah. Okay. We can talk about it some more.
I'm not against the current way we're playing, but whoever put airplane accident in that is stretching the idea of what people perceive an airplane accident to be.
I mean, the guy got chopped up by an airplane propeller. That is an accident with an airplane, but
right.
Yeah,
it's not.
I mean, it's technically true and also untrue at the same time.
Right.
I think it's an airplane mishap at that point.
Well, no, it was intentional. Maybe Indiana Jones could have prevented that from happening.
Yeah, he could have.
It could have warned him.
He was a little busy at the time.
Right.
He was busy at the time.
No, he chose to let this man die.
Yeah. The man who was trying to kill him.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying whether he was in the right or wrong. I'm saying it's that he could have stopped it from happening. He would have died, but it wasn't a mishap. It wasn't like, oh, who would have known this could have happened? Indiana Jones knew it could have happened.
All right, so that is the game with no name.
Well, it's got keywords. What's it?
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the
we call it Bad Words.
Bad Words. I feel like we have a game called Bad Words.
Do we?
Is that the game
Yeah,
where you only give like the top 1,000 most common words from the plot?
Yeah,
That might be
I kind of
Bad
feel
Words.
like that was maybe the game we used to call Bad Words. Bad Words. How about I don't know.
How is movie key and not in any? How is the word key not in any movie titles?
What's the name of that movie about that game where you bid? It's a documentary. You know, no whammies.
Oh,
all that stuff.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, Press Your Luck is the show, but I don't know what the movie is.
Press Your Luck is the show. You and I watched the documentary.
Yeah,
I know that.
It's good.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Okay.
The game kind of reminds me of like a more chaotic version of the Family Feud game, the movie Family Feud game we played.
Yeah.
Because they're both like what people think a movie's about type of thing.
Yeah.
Although plot keywords, I think, are less about what people think the movie's about and more just people meta tagging a movie.
Can we try one very quick round of something? I want to see if it works.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to be reading keywords, and the first person to stop me gets to guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we get a year?
No, I think years just give you too much context. Where I want only context to come from the keywords. Okay. So I remember what movie I even picked. Okay, so I'm not going to stop reading these until someone stops me. There's 443 of them. Okay, starting at the bottom. So the title is spoken by a character. There's a parade. There's a forest. There's a dog and a snake. There's flying debris and family relationships. There's a desert and a tattoo. A giraffe and a Spaniard. A camel and an elephant. A cobra and a torch. A reference to Julius Caesar and a horse and wagon. There's a shield and mental illness.
Stop.
Yeah.
This is Robin Hood.
It is not.
Okay.
There's a map. There's watching someone sleep.
Wait, stop.
Yeah.
Can I stop you again, or do I have to wait for James to stop you?
You can stop me again. You can stop me again.
All right. I don't know. I just wanted to ask that question.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a
sliced in two. Death of a son. Impalement. Leadership. Honor. A tiger.
Stop.
Yeah.
Gladiator.
Yeah, it's Gladiator.
There's a cobra in Gladiator.
I don't remember. It was once we got to like those last couple ones, like Sliced into Leadership, Death of a Son, that started cueing me in on that. Spaniard, that's another one.
Okay. So that's a different way you could play it. It's a little bit more speedy.
I almost like that. But maybe I don't know if like if I stop you, make a guess, can I then make another guess, or do I have to wait for James to stop you?
Well, James just might not stop you at all
know.
until he's absolutely positive.
But then, yeah, I guess you're right.
So I think every time you stop and get it wrong, it's negative in some way.
Like maybe getting it right is 5 points, but a stop is -1 point.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Just to keep it complicated.
Yeah. I may like that version better, the speed version of just like start from the bottom and start working your way up.
Right, but you can't start at the very bottom because some of these have 300 words.
Well, how many did Gladiator
this
have?
one had 443.
Yeah.
And Kyle guessed it within, 15?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
I think this game needs major tweaking.
You guys are a tough crowd. You complain the most about the ones that you win. It's like five.
I told you
5
that.
keywords.
That's how it works.
Kyle won.
Yeah. I'm going to complain about it. I'm still going to win, but I'm going to make sure y'all know how I feel about it.
Jim's like, this is way too obscure. How could anyone guess it with airplane accident? Oh, I got it right.
I mean, 1981 gave it like when you said 1981, I was like, well, that's
What else
Raiders.
could it
We've
be?
all seen
Yeah.
Raiders from 1981.
That's why
so-
the year of release is just too
Yeah,
powerful.
I see that now. Yeah.
All right, I have a different game for the Patreon.
Nice.
And this is not a game I invented.
Okay.
Zach, I'm glad that you're inventing games bringing to the show. I think that's a positive thing. I don't want to discourage you from it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode 544 of the Cinereelists. We appreciate your listenership. Don't forget, you can always find us on YouTube. Watch the podcast while you listen to it. Also, support us on Patreon. Leave us an Apple Podcast review or send us an email to heyguys@cinereelists.com. We appreciate you listening. We also would appreciate if you could follow the podcast on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at Cinereelists, REE with an L and then an S on the end. You could also follow me on my Twitter or Letterboxd account at YoJRB.
You can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Shaban.
You can find me on Letterboxd at Peter SKB.
Next week, we will be back with the forgotten films of 2007. So, if you have a forgotten film that you think one of us should watch before next week's list, send it on over via email, and maybe one of us will get to it. We'll see. But that's what we're going to talk about next week. We'll see you guys there. Until then, keep it cinereal.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.